All right. And then it says, do you think the public understands the emotional labor? We just went through that. But do you think that the public understands? And if they ever take the time out to, do you think they will ever understand?
Look, if you now think about when you interact with parents, the feedback they want from you is that you understand their child completely. Almost as if it's the only child you're teaching.
True.
So that takes an emotional toll on you. If a parent asks you about a child that you maybe really didn't pay much attention to.
Yeah.
But it's not because you don't want to pay attention to the child. There's just so much happening in a classroom all the time.
On a daily basis.
That you might just overlook someone. So for me, emotionally, that can really
take its toll.
Yeah, take its toll.
Yeah.
And also then you go back and you deal with the guilt and what if not. And if there's something that happens with a kid and you did not notice it, then again, you ask yourself, how did I miss this? How did I? And obviously the joys of being with kids. Yeah. There are some kids that you just see them and you start smiling.
You just think of them and you start smiling, because you know there's something special there. So I think, because we're going to go into our next section now of curriculum, but I think the main misconception, and you'll let me know if we agree, is that our job is important and it's more than just teaching. And I think all we ask humbly so is that the community at large sees that, recognizes that, and most importantly appreciates that a teacher's journey is not just in the classroom and that's it. It goes far, far, far beyond that.
The one thing I thought about quite deeply regarding this is that, if a nation does not understand the vision of the country, and there's no clear plan as to how every sector of the country fits into that long-term vision.
Yes. Yeah.
So now, do I understand what's the goal? What's the country's goal? Do we want our children to be as tech savvy as the Chinese? Do we want them to be the best engineers? What do we want?
What is the end goal?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that when a parent looks at their child's journey, they can see, okay,
this makes sense.
Yeah, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
But for as long as there's no clear plan within a school, within a classroom, within a country, a community, or whatever, then we're all lost. And then I think at this stage we are lost because we're still doing the traditional thing, but we're dealing with a child that's in a modern world.
And we try and prepare that child for a modern world.
Yeah. Basically what we're doing in the class is we're preparing them for a world that doesn't exist any longer. And so how do we change it? Who is going to change it? When are we going to change it?
Yes.
Because I don't hear any rumors about curriculum changes.
And we need that. Now we're diving into that curriculum. And the first one that we had, and you've already answered it, is what are the challenges you faced when implementing the curriculum? So we spoke about the one, it's outdated.
Yeah, it's redundant because, some of the stuff that kids are learning, I learned in school. I'm not going to say when I was in school.
William Shakespeare sonnet number Mang.
Look, there's a place for it. There is a place for it.
There's no place for William Shakespeare.
In terms of language learning, there's a place for it.
Are we all going to be, sorry to cut you, but are we all going to be, unless you're a film student, I don't know, one of those people, trying to digress, what does this stanza mean? And what does this simile mean?
Yeah. Not necessarily, but you know where it comes in. In terms of the whole thing of, like I said, kids need to learn how to read.
Yes.
Then we teach them to be critical about what they're reading, and they should be able to evaluate it. It comes back to the misinformation that we see on social media. So now, if you've never heard of William Shakespeare, anyone can come and just quote, William Shakespeare said this. But if you had some exposure to it, then you can say, okay, let me go and see where it comes from, what it meant then and what it means now. Because those are the types of kids that I would like to see us send out into the world, where you don't just accept it because someone said it and that makes it the truth. And yes, you are not going to now go to the library, find an encyclopedia and whatever. You're going to use the digital platforms that are available. But you are also going to be critical of who wrote it and how it can be verified. And so that's how you marrying the traditional with the new, with the AIs.
And the practicality. I say this because my sister, I see her as someone who's she's what do they call them, Gen Z? And she said to me, because she was doing matric last year, and she said to me, please, I do not understand why we need to go through all of these things and all of that for this space of time. Like, we could be doing something like, I could be getting my license in matric, you know, as a module, and that be also my pass ticket to matric. I could be getting you're supposed to get your ID already by the time you're matric. I could be getting a bank account and understanding the different types of investments that are in that bank account as a subject in matric, as opposed to me doing, you know, a history paper for 3 hours and sitting and writing about things that have happened. Although history is important, very important, but I need something practical so that when I leave matric and I do not get a space in a varsity, I am still well equipped and well informed to survive in the workspace.
And the sad thing is that there is knowledge that you don't necessarily take with you to the next level. It is something that you need to just get through. I told the students a few years ago that it's almost a rite of passage. But a rite of passage is supposed to bring you to a level where you are now flourishing. No, because you've gone through all the phases, like a locust, it turns into a butterfly.
Yes.
But our kids, there's almost nothing
to work with.
To work with. So where's the entrepreneurship? Because again, there is the difference of solving problems. Because I tell you, there are lots of things that I need a solution for. But we're not telling our kids that, you know what, my baby, you are capable of doing this. Yeah, I'm now worried about the tax. It's tax season. And I've got to figure out, how am I going to do this? And I really don't want to learn. I don't want to keep on talking to the SARS bot the whole time. But if my kid was taught in school how to do tax,
it empowers the whole family.
Don't look at those numbers, you know that money is just on paper. But just sort this out for me.
Yes.
And so that's the empowerment that we need to introduce in the schools. And not leave it for when the child has the opportunity to choose subjects in grade 9. Their choice should start from much earlier, so that by the time they get there, they're mastering. They're no more learning. They are mastering this. So when they get to varsity, then I can choose to do anything because you know I already know the basics.
Well,
do you recall we had a talk about finances?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, when you were studying varsity. And those are the types of things that really should be happening. Planning your budget. How do you invest in all the
and not on a small scale, because people will argue that in grade 7 you have what is called market day.
Yeah.
You have market day and you're given a budget and then you need to work around that. Then you make profits, then you divide. It's small scale. It's not the real life situations that you find yourself in where you now an adult, you're working, you get your first salary for the first time. Okay, what do I do for the first time? Then you realize I have rent, I have car insurance, I have this. Is it really wise to already put yourself in a situation where you are going to be paying off so many things, and we learn and make these mistakes as adults, whereas I feel like if we had learned it earlier, we would have maybe maneuvered through life a little bit easier.
You would have been saving more than you are spending because you have
and
this goal
investing.
so
So yeah, it's just one of those things.